Yes.
Hit it with fire.
Kyle, I understand you're in the opening sequence to the latest Pirates movie?
Well, I was an extra, but I wasn't seen. I believe me out of anyone on this planet was going, where am I? Where's the big ball guy? Oh, But they did have a close-up of shackled feet. I may be one of those guys. I'd have to see it again.
Okay, I was looking for you.
Yeah.
Well, for shackled feet.
Yeah, for shackled feet. But I can tell you right now, no, I did not meet Johnny Depp. None of the main cast were there. It was 2 days of 12-hour days. A lot of waiting around. Being an extra on a movie, it's not fun.
Sucks.
Sucks.
Don't do it.
I mean, I got paid. I got my little paycheck stubs to prove it. I mean, but, you know, extras don't get credited. The extras casting service does.
You're treated like crap.
Yeah, you kind of herded like cattle. It's like, okay, we're going to bring out Group A, Group B. But the food was good.
You're out in the sun. You're out in the sun all day. I need some shade for these people. Here, I have a book.
That's right. And of course, you put the fear of God into you. Don't take any pictures or we'll kick you off the set. And everyone's with their cameras on the set. I wanted to do voices for animation ever since I was little. Watching Looney Tunes. I always wanted to get into radio. So I got into radio because I was too shy to get on the stage. And now I'm like wishing like I was everyone else and like had all this great theater experience. I don't. I have radio experience. But a thing about being in radio is you learn about mic technique, and many people in radio also do voiceover. So I was able to learn and kind of network through people and get demos done that way. It's nice when you have access to a professional studio because, you know, paying for it by the hour can be quite expensive. But if you work at a station, you know, you've already got one up on everyone else. So I ended up getting a degree in radio from the University of North Texas in Denton, and started as an intern at ABC Radio Networks and stayed there doing. I did country radio, top 40, heavy metal, and kids. Like Radio Disney. I was on Radio Disney for like 9 years, and then I left because I knew I wanted to move to LA and do cartoons. So I left 2 years ago, and things are going pretty well so far. So.
Shackled feet, shackled feet.
Yeah, shackled feet.
Wait a minute.
I want to redeem myself.
Try.
Just try.
Give it a shot.
Which recording style do you prefer? When you hear the Japanese audio or when you're just doing it without it?
Like with beeps as opposed to the chase thing?
I like to hear the Japanese in the background sometimes, just to get a feel for. But most of the time we just go straight with the beep, so I see what's going on. But no, they play it for me.
Well, they preview it in Japanese.
Yeah, they preview it in Japanese, so you get a feel for what's happening. So yeah, sometimes they'll do it while the Japanese is real low in the background, so I can get the feel for it sometimes. But I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. You know, whatever works for us. Every director is different, so it really depends on the director. Yeah, some things work better with him. Yeah, go with that one.
I'm thinking that just recording the audio without any time constraints, which is called prelay. That's what cartoons are done when they get the whole cast together. They're not constricted by time. They can sit there and do the performance, it is what it is, and then they animate to that. Whereas with dubbing, obviously the animation is done first, and then we come in. So while I'm used to and can handle doing the dubbing thing, I think I prefer more of the freedom of being able to do the audio and let the, you know, chew the scenery. I want to chew the scenery.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, you don't have time. Say it faster. Crap. Faster, more intense.
Yes.
All right, 2 questions for all 3. One is, if you could play any part, what would it be that you know of? And 2, who has been kind of the biggest inspiration as far as figuring out some different voices to use, or has it just been from inside?
Take it away, Kyle.
Oh,
gosh. I got to think about this.
all right. Well,
Thinker.
big influences, the first main one being a kid was Mel Blanc.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone comes even anywhere near close to that guy's status. I mean, there are great people today, you know, Billy West and Bob Bergen and folks like that who are doing cartoon stuff now, Frank Welker and all that stuff, and I can just hope to be in that neighborhood. I would just like kill to get to work with these industry giants and everything. Scott McNeil, you guys know Scott.
Yeah.
He is a great guy, and there's a million voices in that guy's head. He is a cartoon. He's a big inspiration to me too.
I think I've always been a fan of Mark Hamill's.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mark Hamill's awesome.
I know, it's like he's got voices just like popping out. I also always liked Ed Neal a lot. And he was in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but yeah, he was the hitchhiker. And he's just always, I don't consider myself witty, and I always admire all the voice actors who can come up with something really smart to say so quick. See, I'm the complete opposite. I can draw something really quick, really funny, but coming out with something vocally is so Mark Hamill, Ed Neal, Peter Collins.
Yay.
I mean, it's like, he's Eeyore. I was like, oh my god, and not to mention Optimus Prime, and he was Kit from Knight Rider.
Really?
I think so,
Wow.
yeah. And I was like, oh my god, it's Kit! So, there's that, and just in general, whenever I see Mike Judge, I'm always like, I love you.
That guy's got a lot of voices in his head.
He's just, he can't draw to save himself. But I'll sit there, I'll be like, can you draw me a picture of Beavis and Butthead? And he'll sit there and he'll be drawing it, and the entire time that he's drawing it, he's doing the Beavis and Butthead voices. And then he'll break into Boomhauer or Hank Hill, or he'll start saying, it's like, hey, Simon, you ain't right. It's like...
Oh, Simon.
And he'll sit there and just have fun with it, and the entire time I'm looking at this drawing, and it looks like chicken scratch. And then he's erasing it, and then he's like, can I take this home with me? And I'm like, sure. The next day he comes over to work and he's like, here it is. And it's like, it looks all nice, but there's like eraser marks all over the place. I'm just like, that's love. So for him to take home that sheet of paper and sit there and try and draw it perfectly, that to me made me like inspired. And so now whenever people ask me to do stuff, really nice that I'm able to do, I try my hardest to do it. So.
I auditioned for Office Space, and it's so funny because when you meet
I'm in
him,
Office Space.
oh crap, I wasn't.
I'm passing the cake around.
Cool.
You're in everything.
She's in everything. Well, it's funny because when you meet him, you hear when he just talks to you, you hear every voice. You just hear a little bit of it, and it's so funny. It's it's probably like them hearing us talk. They hear a little bit of every voice that we've done. It was so cool. I was like, I hear them all. To answer your question, Mel Blanc again, and I would love to be something iconic that I voiced and nobody else voiced. Now, I mean, it'd be great to do Speed Racer or something like that, which would be cool, or Highlander or something like that. But no, something that no one else has ever done. The character that I make up, and I have no idea what that would be, but I'll take it. Yes.
Oh, can I add one more name?